Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Yasser Gulfraz and this is our third session of strategic leadership. Our today's session is understand ethical decision making and organizational value. So before I get started, can you guys see my screen? Can you hear my voice? Please do let me know if there is any other issue. Right. So in our today's session on strategic leadership, we will focus on ethical decisions making and organizational values. Ethical decision makings and values uh, uh, plays uh, 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 plays a central role in shaping the strategic direction of organizations, influencing both leadership practices and organizational culture. Indicative contents. Uh, we begin by exploring leadership power and influence, which forms the foundation of effective strategic leadership. Ethical leadership involves making decisions that are not only strategically sound but also morally right. We will discuss the process of decision making, power, and control, which requires leaders to balance power, influence, and ethical considerations. One key model we will focus on is French and Raven's source of power, which identifies different types of power in leadership, uh, including coercive power, reward power, legitimate power, referent power, and expert power. Any question? Ethical power. Uh, Ethical decision making involves selecting actions that are aligned with moral principles and the well-being of others. One ethical model is utilitarian model, which asserts that the best decision is the one then maximize the overall goods for the largest number of people. This approach focuses on the consequences of actions aiming to generate the most benefit for the majority. On the other hand, the moral rights model emphasizes the importance of respecting and protecting fundamental rights of individuals affected by the decision. This model focuses on ensuring that decisions honor personal freedoms, privacy, and basic human rights. Lastly, the justice model revolves around fairness. It asserts that ethical decisions should ensure that benefits and burdens are distributed equitably among all stakeholders. The goal is to maintain impartiality and fairness in decision-making process, ensuring no group in unfairly favored or burdened. French and Darwin's theory. French and Darwin's theory of power explores the source of power that leaders hold and how these powers influence their ability to lead. So the theory is divided into two categories, positional power and personal power. Positional power is derived from the leader's role with the or within the organization, and it's include three main types. Uh, uh, Reward powers, coercive power, and legitimate power. So, when we talk about a reward power allows leaders to offer incentives or rewards to followers for following instructions. Coercive powers, where leaders have the ability to impose penalties or punishment on those who do not comply. And then legitimate power, which is linked to the leader's official positions or title within the hierarchy and grants the authority to make decisions and issues commands. In contrast, personal power comes from the leader's personal qualities and expertise. This includes expert power, where leaders' knowledge and skills in a specific area give them influence. Uh, a referent power, which is based on the admiration, respect, or charisma that the leaders command from followers. The theory highlights that while positional power is important, it is the followers' perceptions of the leader's qualities and expertise that determine the a leader's true power. Effective leadership, therefore, hangs on the trust and respect followers have for the leadership. Any question? Right. Next is sustainable power. Sustainable leadership refers to leadership practices that prioritize long-term success for both businesses and society. This concept focuses on leaders, particularly CEOs, who manage organizations within a focus on in with a focus on environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and long-term sustainable growth. Uh, a key idea in sustainable leadership is integration of sustainability goals, the core business strategy, balancing profit making with a positive impact on society and the environment. Sustainable leadership is rooted in the broader concept of sustainability, which is about meeting present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainability is often described in three main pillars: economic, environmental, and social, which collectively work towards creating long-term value for businesses and society as a whole. Any question so far? Right. Here is a triple bottom line. The triple bottom line, or TBL, is an accounting framework designed to measure a company's performance across three distinct areas: social, environmental, and financial. So the TBL framework was introduced by business writer John Elkington in 1994. The idea behind TBL is that traditional profit-focused metrics are insufficient for evaluating a company's true impact. It argues that businesses should simultaneously focus on three bottom lines: profit, people, and a planet. So, profit, which represents the traditional financial performance of the company; people, which reflects how socially responsible the company has been, considering its impact on employees, communities, and other stakeholders. Planet, which evaluate the company's environmental impact, such as efforts to reduce waste, conserve energy, and protect nature resources. TBL, or triple bottom lines, encourages companies to be more accountable and responsible for their actions in these three key areas, promoting a broader view of business success beyond just financial profits. Right. Next is the modern concept of ethical organizations, encompasses many related issues, including uh, you can see here. I will go through one by one. The modern concept of an ethical organizations encompasses a range of important practices aimed to, ensuring that businesses act responsibly towards society, the environment, and their stakeholders. Key concepts associated with ethical organizational include corporate social responsibility, which involves businesses taking responsibility for their impact on society, and sustainability, which focuses on balancing business growth with environmental and social considerations. Another important aspect is ethical management and leadership, which ensures that decisions are made in a way that is fair, uh, transparent, uh, and aligned with the values of the organization. Ethical organizations are also concerned with addressing the negative effect of globalization, promoting fair trade, and embracing social enterprises which operate with a focus on both social and financial objectives. In addition to these modern ethical organizations often prioritize the uh, being of employees, striving to maintain a healthy work-life balance and offering psychological support through the psychological contract, which is an unwritten understanding of mutual expectations between employers and employees. Uh, Other elements include fostering employee ownership, supporting cooperatives, and engaging in microfinance initiative to uh, provide financial support for un, uh, deserved underserved communities. Sorry. Any questions so far? Right. There is exercise of leadership, power, and influence. Uh, the challenges of contemporary leadership often extend beyond political boundaries. Issues such as climate change, resource depletion, regional instability, and access to healthcare cannot be alone addressed by political institutions. Uh, there is increasing pressures on businesses to consider the broader impact of their actions, including people, the planet, and profit. Organizations are expected to respond to their concerns of various stakeholders, both within and outside of the businesses. This brings into focus the importance of understanding power of dynamics in leadership. The frameworks developed by French and Raven explain how leaders wield power with a particular focus on how followers perceives and respond to it. For example, in some cases, a leader's position may grant them legitimate powers, such as a policeman or a boss within organizational structure. This form of power is closely tied to rules and norms uh, governing the office holder's role. So, however, a leader who excessively relies on formal authority might be seen as lacking personal authority, which could limit their effectiveness. Power itself is the capacity to influence others either with or without resistance to uh, achieve specific outcomes. Individuals who possess power can motivate others to act in certain ways, often helping to fulfill organizational goals or objectives. Any questions so far? Right, here is we are talking about six sources of power. Legitimate power, often referred to as positional power. This type of power arises from an individual's role and status within an organization. Legitimate power typically involves the formal authority granted by the position the person holds within a hierarchy. It allows leaders to make decisions and direct actions based on their official role. Referent power stems from the ability of an individuals to attract others and build loyalty. This power is not derived from a formal role or authority, but from the leader's personality, likability, and interpersonal skills. Leaders' charisma or admired personal traits can significantly influence the behavior of others. Then expert power is rooted in a person's skills, knowledge, and expertise in a particular area. It is especially powerful when an organization requires specialized knowledge. However, expert power is often limited to specific areas of expertise and does not typically extend beyond them. Right. Next is reward power. Uh, this type of power is based on the leader's ability to confer valued rewards or provide positive incentives. These rewards might include promotion, salary increases, or time of reward, power influence behavior by offering tangible benefits in exchange for desired actions. Coercive power operates on the principle of fear and the potential for punishment. Leaders with coercive power can impose sanctions or withhold desirable rewards when followers do not comply with instructions. This power relies on negative consequences such as penalties or reprimands to enforce compliance. Then informational power arises from access to valuable, knowledgeable, and information. In many cases, it is the ability to control or disseminate facts that offer others find useful or necessary. This type of power can come from having access to privileged information or the relationships that provide such access. Leaders who hold informational power can influence others by offering insights that shape decisions or actions. Additionally, informational power can enhance leaders' credibility and increases their persuasive influence. The ability to communicate useful facts not only builds their trust but can also fosters beneficial exchange with others who need that information. Any questions so far? Right. Power tactics. Leaders often utilize various tactics to extend influence and achieve their goals. These tactics can be categorized into three broad types: behavioral, rational, and structural. So each category involves different methods for influencing others, ranging from interpersonal skills to organizational positions. Behavior tactics. These tactics can be soft or hard. Soft tactics rely on the personal relationship between the leaders and the followers and often involves uh, collaboration or other forms of social interactions. Hard tactics, on the other hand, are direct and forceful, focusing on concrete outcomes, while hard tactics are commonly associated with coercion. Soft tactics, such as the fear of social exclusion, can sometimes be more effective than direct punishment. Uh, then is rational tactics. These tactics are based on reasoning, logic, and objective judgment. Rational tactics involves making decisions and offering suggestions based on facts and logics. Then structural tactics. These tactics exploit the dynamics of roles and relationships within an organization. Bilateral tactics such as negotiations and collaborations involves both parties actively engaging in the person. Unilateral tactics such as disengagement to fate comply a decision made without consultation do not involve the participations of the target. So additional political tactics such as playing one group against another may be used to gain leverage and influence outcomes. So all of these tactics, whether behavioral, rational, or structural, can be used individually or combination to increase a leader's ability to influence and achieve goals. The effectiveness of these tactics depends on the situation, the people involved, and the objectives to be achieved. Again, we are talking about French and Ravan's theory. This theory categorizes the main sources of power that leaders utilize to influence their followers. The theory examines how leaders' positions and qualities affect their ability to lead and how followers perceive their power. The idea that effective leadership depends on the leader's relationships with their followers is central to this framework. Leaders cannot lead without followers, and the followers must either accept or grant power to the leader. The theory investigates why some individuals are willing to follow certain leadership leaders while others are not, focusing on the sources of leaders' power and how these sources influence the relationship between leaders and their followers. Power is divided into two types: positional power and personal power. Positional power is rooted in the leader's formal role within organizations, while personal power is based on the leader's individual qualities. So these are three forms of positional powers, as we discussed above: reward power, coercive power, and legitimate power. How leaders use influence. Leaders use various methods of any questions so far? Right. So, a leader basically use various methods of influence to motivate their followers and achieve organizational goals. The most common type of influence are compliance, identifications, and internalizations. Internalizations. So compliance occurs when followers adhere to the leader's instructions to maintain order and fulfill requirements. For example, employees might comply with workplace rules set by a supervisor's. Identification happens when followers admire, they seek to emulate the behavior of a leader they respect. The influence is seen when employees look up to more experienced colleagues to or trusted supervisions and want to act like them. Internalizations occurs when employees adopt the leader's vision and values, becoming genuinely committed to achieving the leader's goals. Leaders must understand that individuals vary in their susceptibility to these types of influence. Some followers may be more concerned with social approval and therefore more likely to comply with the behavior of those they respect. Uh, Organizations' influence are present at all levels, and behavior shaped by how individuals communicate with one another and how they perceive each other's actions. So, effective leaders understand these different sources of influence and tailor their approach to meet the needs of their followers. Ethics, uh, values, and corporate social responsibility to an organizational values. Ethics refers to the people that govern behavior, distinguishing between what is right and wrong, good and bad. It ideal with the question of justice, virtue, love, and peace. So, in the context of organizations, ethics is framework that guide individuals and companies in making decisions that align with moral values. Business ethics concerns the moral obligations between corporations and their stakeholders, such as shareholders, employees, clients, and the wider community. Ethical behavior in business involves acting in manners that is fair, just, and responsible, particularly when addressing issues like accountability, transparency, and fairness. Ethics are relevant across all organizational disciplines, including accounting, human resources, sales, marketing, and finance. Ethical behavior is essential not only for maintaining legal compliance but also for building trust and credibility with stakeholders. Businesses that uphold ethical standards are more likely to foster positive relationships with employees, customers, and investors, contributing to long term success. Social responsibility is the concept that organizations should operate in ways that benefit both their businesses' interest and the broader community. Social responsibility goals beyond to pursuit of profit and extend to the well-being of various stakeholders such as employees, customers, shareholders, and the communities in which businesses operate. For example, a chemical plant is not only responsible for serving its customers but also for minimizing its environmental impact and ensuring the welfare of people living in the surrounding areas. Social responsibility can be viewed from two perspectives: negative responsibility, which involves avoiding harm, and positive responsibility, which entails actively contributing to the community's well being. Social responsibility is not limited to charitable actions, it includes how business manage their operations, engage with stakeholders, and contribute to social goods. Organizations that take a proactive approach to social responsibility often gain a positive reputation, which can lead to increased customers' loyalty and employees' satisfaction. Any questions so far? Okay, so advantages and disadvantages of social responsibility or corporate social responsibility CSR. As we know that social responsibility plays a critical role in an organization's uh, ability to create value for its stakeholders. Organizations that are socially responsible tend to have better productivity and a positive public image. Uh, Social responsibility ensures that businesses contribute to the welfare of their employees, customers, and environment, which is turn enhance long-term organizational success. For example, companies that focus on sustainability, ethical practices, and community engagement can improve their reputations and attract loyal customers. Businesses that focuses on meeting the demand of its stakeholders while maintaining high ethical standards is more likely to experience growth and success. McDonald's serve as notable example as it's maintained high standards in food quality, hygiene, and customer services, while also contributing to social causes and operating responsibly within the communities it serves. The commitment to social responsibility is a key factor in McDonald's global success. However, there are challenges to implementing CSR. It can involve significant costs, and organizations that are overly focused on maximizing profit might overlook their social responsibilities. Uh, when employees or organizations neglect their social responsibilities, it can harm their reputation and hinder long-term growth. Moreover, organizations that focus only on profit maximizations without consideration the broader impact may face criticism and a lack of trust from stakeholders. Sustainability is a concept that gained significant attention following the United Nations Brundtland Commission report in 1987. The Commission defined sustainability as meeting the needs of the present generations without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So these definitions emphasize the idea that uh, current generations are allowed to use resources but must do in a way that ensures uh, these resources these resources will still be available for future generations. It calls for individuals and organizations alike to alter behaviors, avoid overconsumptions, and reduce waste in order to source a sustainable future. Uh, we already discussed triple bottom line is typically described in three interconnected areas: environmental, social, and economic. This concept is referred to as the triple bottom line, introduced by John Elkington. Uh, Triple bottom line posits that a successful and sustainable business must consider the interdependence of people, the plant, and profit. As Elkington stated, society depends on the economy, and the economy in turn relies on the health of the global ecosystems. So, thus, the well-being of the environment in the ultimate measures of success for any business. Sustainability leadership incorporate the triple bottom line by encouraging mindful actions and behaviors that recognize the interconnectedness of people and the planet. Leaders who embrace sustainability must make decisions that not only benefits their organizations but also contribute to environmental present uh, preservations and social well-being. So, by adopting such an approach, leaders can initiate positive changes both within their organizations and in the broader society. Variety of sustainability leadership principles. Leadership principles involves understanding complex systems and the relationship between various factors such as people, process, and the environments. It is vital to recognize how these elements influence one another and impact overall sustainability. Leaders are encouraged to think globally and consider how their decisions affect not only their immediate surroundings but also other countries, communities, and ecosystems. Another key principle of sustainability leadership is protecting both nature and people. Leaders must assess the consequences of their decisions on the environment and society, striving to minimize harm to future generation and the natural world. Uh, the relationship between leadership and development. The relationship between leadership and development is fundamental to the growth of organizations and societies. Leadership is not just about making decisions, it is about guiding and motivating individuals and terms to achieve common goals. In the context of educational leadership, this involves shaping and administration and ensuring that employees are aligned with the within the organization's objectives. Effective leadership are those who integrate organizational goals with human and social development, creating an environment where employees can contribute meaningfully to the organizational success. Leadership plays a critical role in development of both individuals and organizations. Effective leaders inspire others to contribute to achievement of the organization's mission while ensuring that the work environment is conducive to both personal and collective growths. Any questions so far? A key function of leadership is making decisions that shape the future of one organization's. The process begins with the creation of a vision, clear and compelling image of the future that guides and inspires followers. This vision must not only be communicated effectively but must also resonate emotionally with followers, motivating them to work forward its realization. Effective leaders use their emotional intelligence to deliver a persuasive vision that engage followers, making them believe in the goal and inspire them to work towards with enthusiasm. Fostering optimism and determination among uh, 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 the ability to influence and inspire followers through vision is a hallmark of transformational leadership. The relationship between leadership and sustainable development is built on mutual influence. Leaders play an essential role in achieving social, human, and cultural goals, guiding teams and organizations towards sustainability through their decisions and actions. Leader is often described as the art of influencing human behavior to direct individuals or groups towards specific goals, fostering obedience, trust, respect, and cooperation. A successful leader is one who blends inherited talent with experience and practices to achieve positive outcomes. Leadership involves directing and motivating followers to contribute actively toward the goals of the organizations while empowering them to make decisions and participate in the process. Leaders who inspire trust and positive guidance are able to steer their teams toward collective success. Here is a quiz to do. Name of three components of triple bottom lines, corporate responsibilities, voluntary action of companies. The Dow Jones Sustainability Indicator provides information of what. So in investors who seek quick profit, whose long-term returns, social is companies and performance of each of its members. So it's corporate social, it's social responsibility. Here are some references as well. Uh, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. And if there is any question, concerns, or issues, you can drop me an email at yasir@ukversity.co.uk. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next weekend, next Saturday for our last session, and see you next Saturday at 10 o'clock. And bye for now.